Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. At kung bago ka sa channel na to, I am Za and this is Za Canada. In my channel, we normally talk about immigration updates, international students, work permits, and real-life situations of Filipinos, including me here in Canada. Okay, so finally, I am going to share my TCF Canada Montreal, Quebec experience ko sa episode na ito. Kasi before, marami ang nagtatanong na, Ate, Orza, paano ko ba nag-prepare? Mahirap ba talaga mag-exam ng TCF? Ano ba yung lumalabas? Ano ba yung mga lumalabas na tanong dyan? Mahirap ba? Masungit ba sila? Worth it ba ang effort? And today, I'm going to answer all of those questions. So, panoorin hanggang dulo.
From islands to maple leaves, strength of a heart that believes. Goodbye to Manila, hello to the crisp air, taking a risk with a dream and a prayer. From bustling streets to the...
Okay, the first question is why I took the TCF again. So if you have been following my journey, malalaman nyo na hindi talaga ito yung first take ko. So my first take was in Ashton, Vancouver. So isang sakay lang siya ng bus dito sa Vancouver. O di ba, Tagalog ng tagang Vancouver. Tapos, pero after my first exam, I was somehow disappointed. Pero somehow, in-expect ko na rin na yun yung magiging result ko dun sa first exam ko. Kasi hindi nga ako masyado nag-prepare o hindi ako masyadong nagseryoso dun sa first exam ko. Sabi ko, bahala na si Batman. O di ba, lahat bahala na si Batman. Ang dami sigurong problema na ni Batman ngayon. Pero, yun na nga, na-receive ko yung first score ko or yung first result ng first TCF exam ko and nalaman ko na palpak. Yun. Hindi naman siya sobrang palpak pero syempre hindi yun yung score na kailangan ko. Okay? Pero instead of saying na hindi ko na kaya, na susuko na ako, hindi naman talaga para sa akin yung French na yan eh. Sino ba naman ang nagfa-French sa atin sa Pilipinas bukod sa asawa ni Solen at ni Ann Curtis? Tama ba? I-correct nyo nga ako. So anyway, hindi ko sinasabi na tapos na yung pangarap ko. So, ang ginawa ko nung March is I booked an exam again in Montreal, Quebec. Okay? Bakit? Kasi gusto kong siguraduhin sa sarili ko na ginawa ko yung lahat na kaya kong gawin at hindi ako papayag na matatapos lang yung dream namin na hindi ko man lang naibubuhos yung best ko. So from that day, I focus on all of my weaknesses, especially ekspresyong oral, which is the speaking exam. Za, bakit ba sa Montreal, Quebec ka nag-book ng exam? Bakit hindi lang sa Vancouver na lang na malapit? Kailangan mo pang mag-effort. Last time naman sa Vancouver ka rin nag-exam. Bakit hindi sa Vancouver ulit? If you have watched my previous video, I mentioned there that it's very difficult to book an exam here in Vancouver. Kailangan mag-abangan mo yung website nila. It's either Ashton Alliance or the UVic. Yan, lahat na yan. Bigla lang nilang there is a certain day that they're going to flash in their website the available schedule. Kapag nahuli ka lang ng 5 minutes, wala na, ubos na. But I raced sa Quebec and doon kami nag-book ng exam kasi doon may mas maagang available exam. Yun nga lang, syempre, kailangan mag-travel by plane. kailangan din naming, bakit namin, kasi kasama ko yung friend ko, kailangan naming i-book yung, syempre yung flight, yung accommodation, at nung binook namin yung TCF exam namin, nung March, then we have to book for a flight ticket as well, and the accommodation, para hindi naman mahal. Kumbaga may makikita pa rin kami deals na mura. Kasi syempre, pag palapit ng palapit yung araw na yun, syempre, pamahal yung accommodation, and at the same time, yung plane ticket. Yan, plane ticket pala, hindi pala flight ticket. Okay. Right? So, ano nga ba yung naging daily routine ko during that TCF exam? What I did first was, I wrote everything on a piece of paper, yung mga kailangan kong tandaan, yung mga kailangan kong tandaan na tense na ginagamit for the exam itself, para medyo mas mataas-taas yung makuha kong score sa expression oral. Okay? So, ipopost ko yung picture ng wall ko, or ng wall namin. Actually, instead of picture frame, yung nakalagay sa wall namin, yan yung mga nakalagay sa wall namin. Para araw-araw, paggising ko, kasi I'm a visual person, I would like to make sure na may nakikita ko na magpapamotivate sa akin na, hoy, mag-aral ka na ngayong araw na to. And at that time, we didn't have a status, and I use that to my advantage para mag-aral. Kasi, yun nga, wala naman kami ginagawa. Nag-stop yung pag-work namin. We were under restoration of status at that time. At since na wala kaming ginagawa, kinuha ko yung opportunity na yun para mag-aral. So, yun. Listening, nanonood ako ng videos about French. Everything in French. YouTube videos, talking in French, everyday conversation in French. Even Netflix. And I even tried to watch Lupin. Lupin natin, pero Lupin. Parang lupa, di ba? Pero yun yung pagkakabigkas nila in French without subtitles in English. So I tried to really immerse myself sa French language. And that's listening. Iba pa dyan yung mga radio podcast, iba pa yung pinakikinggan ko sa Spotify. As much as possible, even all of my free time, I immerse myself in French. For example, nagluluto ako, naglilinis ng bahay, kung pwede nga, kahit habang naliligo. Kasi meron naman kaming, may Bluetooth speaker kami sa sa banyo namin. Or minsan, lakas-lakas ng TV, rinig ko pa rin siya sa Maliit lang naman kasi yung bahay namin. So, pag tinurn on mo yung TV namin, yung TV na yan, maririnig mo na kung yung palabas, kahit nasa CR ka pa. Okay? So, the goal was simple. Kailangan masanay yung tenga ko sa Pranses. Kasi pag masanay na yung tenga mo sa Pranses, mapaghihiwa-hiwalay mo na yung mga sinasabi nila. Kasi there were moments na, ano daw sabi nila? Bakit ganun sila magsalita? Dikit-dikit. Parang lahat ng words nila, jumble-jumble. Pero when you practice yourself listening to French language, just like in English, kapag paulit-ulit tayo, di bang nanonood ng mga French movie, mga English movies, nanonood ng mga game shows in English, then eventually, di ba, masasanay yung tenga natin. So, same goes with reading. Kailangan mo lang talaga magbasa. And meron nga akong isang libro na binili. Binili ko ba siya? Actually, hindi pala. Free lang siya. Nakuha ko lang siya for free sa marketplace. Pinick up ko siya, kaya lang talagang hindi ko siya maintindihan. Kasi napakalalim ng French niya. Anyway, Ang ginawa ko is I only tried to immerse myself on the exam itself or on the exam proper. Ano nga ba talaga yung mga common languages or common formal letters or words na lumalabas dun sa exam. So, dun ko pinractice yung reading skills ko. Writing. Writing, as much as possible, I use ChatGPT. Si ChatGPT will give you a lot of scenarios that will mimic the exam situation itself. So, for example, kasi sa writing, may tatlong task diyan. May tatlong task. Task kasi, task, do, toi. Yan. So, sa unang task is you need to write to a friend or to a colleague or to a coworker. For example, let's just say that your first task in writing is you would like to enroll into to a gym. Yan, ganyan. Mag-enroll ka sa isang gym and your friend is currently enrolled in that gym. You have to ask him or her questions and him questions about that gym itself. 60 words in French yan. Okay? In task 2 or task 2, then, ang gagawin mo naman dyan is it's more of a formal vlog or a letter to a boss stating that you found an event place. So, depende kasi. It's either vlog, sometimes, letter to a boss, depende. And on task 3 or task 2, ayan, task 3, kailangan nyo namang mag-compare ng 2 main ideas. So, merong papabasa sa inyo na article which has opposing ideas. So document 1, document 2, and there is a title. Then you need to compare and you have to explain what you have understood in that particular article and tell what is your opinion. And 100 sa task 2, task 3, 120 to 150 words in French again. Yan sa writing. So going back kung paano ko siya pinractice, I practice that through a teacher and most of the time sa ChatGPT. So, ginagawa ko is, I prepare my answers and I ask an AI to correct it for me and then isusulat ko siya ng paulit-ulit hanggang malaman ko yung template or para malaman ko kung paano sinusulat ang isang formal letter or isang formal blog or isang formal report to a boss, to an employee, or to a colleague. So, depende talaga sa magiging topic. So, as much as possible, immerse yourself in different language or different type of not pronunciation, different type of, nakalimutan ko yung tawag. Alright, anyway. So, yun. Dapat explore nyo yung bawat ibang languages. Not languages. Anyway, synonym or antonyms or whatever na ginagamit ng isang Pranses. Okay. Next one is speaking. So, yan na nga yung kinatatakutan ko na speaking. And si speaking, how did I prepare? Of course, I book for a real life, a real life partner, yung kailangan yung talagang kailangan ko makakausap na real person na nagsasalita ng French para hindi ako ma-culture shock or para at least para pag nakaharap ko na yung mismo examiner, hindi ako mai-starstruck, kumbaga. Para hindi para hindi tayo mag-freeze sa exam. So anyway, nag-book ako sa mga Preply, italki, Meron pang isang, yung focus frame French, ayan. Yan yung mga, dyan ko kinuha yung mga tutor ko. Or dyan nanggaling yung mga tutor ko. And I had this French friend as well. Yung teacher ko before na eventually naging Facebook friend ko. Kinakausap ko siya sometimes in Facebook or in Messenger in French para lang masana yung pagsasalita ko in speaking. Okay? Yeah. So, speaking, what else? I've also tried to memorize the common questions that will be asked in each task. So, there are three tasks in speaking as well. So, task 1. Task 1 is for introducing yourself. Sometimes they ask follow-up questions, so you should be ready to answer it politely. And then the second task, or task 2, is for situational role play. Role play, for example, I'm new in Quebec. You have to ask me what are the common transportations that are available here in Quebec. So possible questions that you need to ask about transportation. For example, you have to ask the time, or what is the common time that it starts, how much. So there you go. Of course, that will be in French. Okay? And practice lang ng practice. Sobra. Hindi bawat isang practice na ginagawa nyo is magiging worth it. And yun na nga, exam day arrived in May 11 of 2026. Nag-exam kami, so pumasok kami sa exam, what do you call that? Sa exam center, yan sa sa Concordia, Montreal. I'm going to post one photo kasi hindi ko talaga na-picturean yung yung buong exam center kasi nga bawal magdala ng telepono sa loob. May kailangan kang actually pwede siya dun sa may lobby, pero dun sa mismong exam center hindi pwedeng picturean. Okay. So, yung first na ginawa is listening and reading. Dun sa nung nag-first exam ako, ang ginawa muna is yung speaking muna. Tinapos mo na yung speaking, tapos saka yung the rest. This time, mas nauna yung listening and reading. So, pagkatapos ng listening and reading, then it was quite easy. Kasi nga, sobrang focus ako dun sa exam na yun. Nag-focus talaga ako na as much as possible, I need to do each of these tasks in a single day. So, nung dumating yung exam day, so medyo kahit papano, mas confident ako kesa dun sa first exam na ginawa ko nga, dun sa first take ko here in Vancouver. So, listening and reading, I cannot say it was quite easy. It was not that easy, but since I prepared so much, then medyo kahit papano, masasabi ko na nakapag-prepare ako ng maayos this time. Okay? So, next was writing experience. Writing is medyo kinabahan ako kasi there was this 1 hour of preparation. Not 1 hour preparation, I'm sorry. 1 hour time frame para magawa mo yung 3 task na yun. But in the first 20 minutes, I thought that I was doing the task correctly until I realized that there is something wrong. May hindi ako naiintindihan dito. Kala ko kasi na yun yung tinatanong. And this is in particular sa task 2. I thought I was being asked to create a blog. Hindi pala. Blog, not blog. Blog is video. I was asked to create a blog Pero hindi pala. Ang pinapagawa pala sa akin sa task ngayon is to write a letter to your boss that you have found this particular thing, and you have to tell them your recommendation and why is it suitable for them. Parang ganon. Yun yung yun yung naging task ko dun sa writing. And then on task 3, medyo naintindihan ko naman siya, which is eventually I was able to get my almost desired score. Kaya lang yun, kulang ng isang point kasi nga I didn't have the time to recheck everything, especially the grammar. But I'm sure that the idea was there. And the speaking. And this, so as I mentioned earlier, yung tatlong tasks, listening, reading, mas nauna siya, and the last one will be writing. And all of them happened in the morning. So, magkakaroon ng 1 hour break, 1 to 2 hour break. Parang 11 na tapos yung writing. And then, from 11 to 12:30, parang pahinga siya. Pahinga period. And yung speaking is ginawa in the afternoon. I was one of the first person na sumalang sa speaking exam. In fact, ako yung pinakaunang tinawag doon sa lobby ng exam center. So pagkabigkas na pangalan ko, nagulat ako kasi nga, bakit ako? Bakit ako ba yung, hindi naman ako yung unang natapos kanina doon sa doon sa unang exam na ginawa ng umaga. Bakit ako agad? Well, anyway, so yun. Since naman ako, nagdasal lang ako na sana po mapunta ako sa isang mabait na ang tawag dyan? Na examinator. Yan. In fairness, mabait naman. Ayun. So, sa speaking talaga, kinatakutan ko siya noon. Sobra. Kasi nga, even introducing yourself, I didn't have what do you call that? I wasn't able to prepare for that first task. So, noon. Pero ngayon, most probably I can say that I was more prepared dun sa speaking task ko, dun sa exam center. And one of the topics that I got is something that I have already reviewed in the past. So, naging thankful talaga ako. Lord, thank you po at dininig nyo ang aking panalangin na mapunta sa isang mabait na examinator at sa mga tasks na na-encounter ko na before. Kasi, if you are able to prepare, if you are going to prepare for all of those questions that will most probably appear on the exam, then you will be prepared for the exam itself. So that actually make a huge difference. So, if you are watching this at isa ka sa mga tao na gustong mag-exam ng TCF or ng kahit anong French exam, then do not give up. That is the only thing that I can tell you right now. Trust the process. Every little step, every mistake is still a progress. Small step is still a progress. Kahit maliit pa yan, progress pa din yan. Okay? So every weaknesses can become your strength and you just have to stay consistent. Focus lang. Hindi naman kailangan perfect araw-araw eh. Hindi rin naman perfect yung exam ko. I have to tell you that my French is far from perfect. Okay? I can probably converse in French, pero dahan-dahan lang. Mabagal pa din kasi nga I need to be consistent. And yung kagaya ng sinabi ko before, here in Vancouver, bihira talaga yung mga nagsasalita ng French. And luckily, I have this colleague who is about to take her own TCF exam as well. And she talks to me every single day in French. Kaya medyo napapractice or nare-refresh pa din yung knowledge ko. Okay? Okay, so, and finally, I'm going to show you my result in my TCF Canada exam. And here it is. Okay, so nakita nyo na. So looking back, I'm really proud of myself. And not just because of the score. Siyempre, maging proud ako dun sa score na nakuha ko. But because I never gave up. Okay? So, that should be it for now. I hope that you like this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. At laging tatandaan, hindi kailangang maraming pera, basta may peace of mind. Until next time, see you again. Bye-bye.
Finding our rhythm in this glorious land.